Hello,
It's okay.
I'm very,
I'm like,
I'm very pleased to host you today. I'm Isabelle Arvers. I'm an art and game curator, and I've been curating art and games exhibition for 20 years. And to celebrate, I decided last year to embark in a world tour in the global south with a focus on female, queer, feminist, and decolonial practices. So everywhere I went, I interviewed between 20 to 30 persons. And I'm very, very, very happy to share with you and to introduce you to the amazing people I had the chance to meet today. So first, I would like to give the voice to SOMI, and I hope you will enjoy this session in Asia.
So is this my turn? Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Somi. I'm a game developer based in Busan, South Korea. I've made games since 2014, including Legal Dungeon and Replica and Retronum. I'm gonna tell you about my latest game titled The Wake. The Wake is a game that discovers past emotions, wounds, and through the process of reading and deciphering the journal. The journal is encoded with a simple substitution cipher to hide the realm of the subconscious of the protagonist. So players have to break it in and reveal the writer's secret. Every single thing in the game is the true story of mine. So this game can be called as a personal garden of the developer where others can be invited and play around. And The Wake is the last of my Guild trilogy, consists of Replica and Legal Dungeon. Guild trilogy is the series of my games that focuses on sense of guilt of mine. Some of you know about the impeachment of the Korean president in 2017. 2016, the year my game Replica came out, was a year before that happened. The government back then did a lot of corrupt things for money and political power. In the process, they compiled a blacklist of politicians and artists to shut them down. Comedy shows no longer had political parodies, and some movies started disappearing. And even a teacher who wrote an internet post criticizing the government was detained for using Google streaming. So I was seeing these things unfold. I was feeling extreme fear and guilt at the same time. Hannah Arendt, a German political theorist, said evil is a function of thoughtlessness, a tendency of ordinary people to obey orders and conform to mass opinion without any critical evaluation of the consequences of their actions. So her warning about the banality of evil was the source of my guilt. I kept thinking, maybe the reason why I am comfortably living during this turbulent time is because I myself have become an evil by ignoring people in pain, agreeing with those who criticize minorities. So I thought that, have I become the same monster? Guilt trilogy was a result of my guilt being recreated as a game. So the first one was Replica, which showed how fascism and totalitarianism works. It is about the country I'm living in. Replica is an interactive novel game played through a cell phone and social media. players are given a cell phone of an unknown owner. Players must look for evidence of terrorism by hacking into the cell phone owner's account and peeping into someone's private life. And the second one was Legal Dungeon. Legal Dungeon is a game about organizing police investigation documents. In the game, players must review criminal case files ranging from petty theft to murder in 8 different criminal cases, and then provide an investigation verdict on them, whether to indict the accused criminals or not. The idea for the game came from the real affair happened in 2010 in Korea. At that time, police officers tortured and abused innocent suspects to raise their arrest scores. I wanted to make players to be in the shoes of those police officers and understand what should be changed in the current legal system. So Replica was about my country and the government, and Legal Dungeon was about my job, because my job is related to law enforcement in Korea. And the last one, The Wake, is going deeper inside of the root of my guilt. I hope that people can feel some slight consolation by playing the series of my guilt trilogy and experiencing my private agony. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I hope I won't participate to your agony. Thank you very much for your games. And a beautiful subject for the... I would like to give the voice to redMins, also from Korea. Please.
Hi. Hello. Hello, my name is redMins from South Korea, and I'm an indie game developer, and I'm created several mobile games such as Mule and Tap Tap Cacti. But today I would like to introduce my late game, Survivor of Exit Planet. In this game world, the Y chromosomes went extinct. Therefore, the future human race are not able to distinguish by sex, because the X chromosomes doesn't need the Y chromosomes to give birth to a baby anymore, and thus the patriarchal system has vanished. Many people say women are the last colony. Therefore, I wanted to create a game thinking what would happen to the X chromosomes if the Y chromosomes went extinct. Ako, an alien who is the main character of this game, accidentally came to Earth and received help from the human in order to get back home. While the game plays out, Aku also finds out about the eugenics scheme in Earth and has the choice to help out those who are resisting the conspiracy. Choice matter in this game, and depending on each choice, the ending will differ. Let me show you the gameplay video. can I? This. Can you show this? Yeah. Having a conversation and adventure in the puzzle. Aku needs to do survive, so several activities to survive and return home. Oh. I am a big fan of apocalypse games such as the Fallout series and Horizon Zero Dawn, and I have also enjoyed the lead books such as Holland by Charlotte Perkins Gilman and Houston, Houston, Do You Lead by James Tiptree Jr., where the plot revolves around woman being the only surviving race left in the world. But even if women were the only surviving race in the world, I don't think womankind would be able to live in perfect harmony. Women may likely still have a hierarchy within themselves, and some women may have more power over other women. But even so, I want to portray that there is hope and answer to seeking for a better world. Overall, this game is fun adventure game. This is almost developed now, and you can soon find this game in App Store, Google Play Store, and Steam. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm nervous. I'm so nervous.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm really happy of this presentation and the representation of a feminist voice in South Korea is, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Right now, I would like to give the voice to Hyun Cho.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, my name is Hyun Cho. I'm a media artist and a game designer. I have major in fine art and have been making visual works about relationship in recent society, especially in dematerialized digital world. My work has been about relationship between humans and technology. And today I would like to introduce my game Wordflower, and I will show this on the monitor. Can you see this? Wordflower is third-person perspective VR game. It was originally made with virtual reality, but today I switched the platform to PC to show you. And Wordflower, the word wordflower is a term to describe a person who cannot dance because he or she has no partner at a party. And my main character in Wordflower is very introverted. So it is very tiring and difficult for her to make new relationship. And players in Wordflower are at the party and can maintain their life only through through conversing with others. And the character has two stats. Can you see the red one and blue one? The red one is energy bar and the blue one is presence bar. The two are inversely proportional, and when a character interacts with people, her physical energy decreases, but her presence increases. However, if you continue to avoid interaction, your physical energy will recover, but your presence will reduce and you will become invisible. The core rule of this game is to maintain balance between these two stats and stay till the end. And this game has 4 endings. The first one is if your energy level becomes 0. If your energy level becomes 0, you melt down at the end. And if your presence level hits 0, you become transparent, invisible, and at last, you become a pattern of the wallpaper. And if you survive 3 minutes till the end, Uber takes you home. And the last ending, if you're lucky enough to find another wallflower at the party, another wallflower is designated randomly when you start this game. You meet another wallflower and run away from this party and play with cat. Superficially, Wallflower is a game about my own experience, but I also wanted to talk about the way we understand ourselves, our existence and relationship in a virtual reality. In reality, we perceive the world and ourselves through the sense of sight, hearing, tactile sensation, and sense of smell. However, this kind of physical contact is not possible in virtual reality. If so, how can we verify our simulated self inside virtual reality? In my game Wallflower, physical people can maintain their existence only through social interaction with others. Thank you.
Thank you. So after the agony, thank you very much. We're gonna melt or disappear in the world. I love the cat ending also. Thank you very much. Next, I would like to talk with Gayatri Kodikal, please.
Hi. Hi, Isabelle. I'm a bit washed with like blue light. I don't know why, but thank you for like calling me here to meet everybody here as well. The game I'm going to be talking about is called The Traveling Hand, and it's a game that I've been working on for some time. It's been working with me because it keeps coming back to me, and it's based on a true story, an excavation of an archaeological artifact in Goa, India. So I'm just going to read a bit. Okay, so this is like the broken narrative draws on a series of events beginning in the 17th century when the Queen Ketevan of Georgia was imprisoned and tortured to death in Shiraz, Iran, by Shah Abbas. Her remains were, through a combination of coincidence and will, brought by a monk to the Augustinian Cathedral in Old Goa, which is in India, and the remains were buried there to this day. Well, not this day because it's already been excavated. And in 1989, a Georgian filmmaker, Rezo Tabukashvili, conducted an investigation into the story in a hope to revive the spirit of this martyr queen, and initiated an excavation by the Archaeological Survey of India. What I found really interesting about this game and why I picked it up was I found it very interesting that just her hand reached India, and it was like a mysterious historical series of events. And I did my own kind of investigation around it as a kind of artistic research. And you would say that I got kind of obsessed with this queen's hand. And it started even haunting me in my dreams. So I decided to make a game out of it. And, you know, it's by accident that I became a game maker. Because this historical narrative is so complex and entangled and rhizomatic that I found that the game form was like the best way to tell this historical story. And another thing that I wanted to say was that I first began with making a video game prototype, but it soon like evolved over the years into like a hybrid board game with a custom controller. Maybe I can share with you a little bit what it looks like. Hold on. Oh, I can't. Okay.
You cannot share, or you?
Yeah, I don't know why the PDF is not showing in the share screens menu, but how it works is that there's a board game and you have like a custom controller connected to a projection and sound. And what you review through like storytelling is like a film footage by this filmmaker who came in 1989. And you kind of go through a series of, very layered political saga, almost. And right now it's going to continue to be made into an immersive installation in a art space in Rotterdam. So yeah, I'm excited to live with this game and live with this story and see where it goes. Yeah.
Thank you very much. If you want, at the end of the talk, we could perhaps, if you want to share something You can also share some images or gameplay if you need after all the talk, please, because we have few minutes. So thank you very much, Gayatri. Now I would like to have on board Dio from Toge Production.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear
Hello.
me? Hello. My name is Dio. I'm a senior game artist from Toge Productions, and we are from Indonesia. I've been in this industry since 2012, and I've been working for Toge Productions since. And I want to show you our current released game called Coffee Talk. So I want to show you the trailer for Coffee Talk. Oops, sorry. Okay, can you see? Okay. Sorry, stop share. Yeah, basically we have launched Coffee Talk in January, and it's released on PC, Nintendo Switch, PS4, and Xbox. And I want to share some also presentation that I have. And I want to share you a story where I make Coffee Talk with my team. Okay. Okay. Basically, we called Coffee Talk as a coffee brewing and a heart-to-heart talking simulator. So in Coffee Talk, we play as the barista, and as the barista, we there's a lot of customer came in, and we can listen to their experience, their story, their problems, and we can try to solve the story by giving them the right drinks. So this is a visual novel, but instead of having a word of choice, we help them by serving the drinks to them. So the idea was coming from our writer, Fahmi Hasni. Basically, he wanted to make a game that he can sit back and relax while having a warm cup of coffee or a green tea latte, and watching the rain and relaxing to the lo-fi music. So yeah, and we made the prototype of the game as our own internal game jam back in 2017. And then on early 2018, we started to develop the game. Yeah, so basically it's a the world itself is a fantasy world, but in Seattle. We chose Seattle because well, Seattle is almost always rain, they say. We try to Google some informations about it, and also it's the first city where a coffee shop, a famous coffee shop first started, and then we think that maybe Seattle is a good place to make the story at, and yeah, so the fantasy world itself, we want to give the player an experience that they can relate, the problems they can relate, and we want to bring some how it says issues, problems like maybe love, relationship, working environments, and social life, social experience, and through racism and stuff, and we want to show that in this fantasy world that we have a set of diverse races also, like orcs and elves and humans also, and succubus in this world, and some real life problems that's similar to us in our real world. So I want to show you the art process because I'm the artist. I'm the lead artist on Coffee Talk. So the art directions we want to give to the players is PC 98 anime style. So art reference will be like Cowboy Bebop, Evangelion, and Ghost in the Shells, and we had this like brownish low saturation tone, and we want to make the game is as real as possible, as real as we want to share the experience of sitting down in a cafe. So this is the characters. I made the initial anatomy, and this is the sketches I made about the characters, and there's the cafe sketch mood, and this is the more like diverse races in this modern fantasy Seattle. Yeah, so, and this is the final assets of the characters. So you can see there are mermaids too. There are elves, succubus, humans, and the background art. The background art is I want to make the cafe is very comfy, that people really like sitting in a real cafe, in a coffee shop. So we try to recreate the real coffee shop, and this is the color scheme and art style that we want to achieve. Again, back in Toge Productions is known for pixel art game, so we use this pixel art too for this game. And then this is the final product. We can also draw latte art for our customer and see whether they like it or not. And we have also the illustration art that helped with my teammate Henry, our head of artists, that show the world of Coffee Talk, that we have diverse races living together in the fantasy world, but in the modern settings like our in real world. And also, this is the illustration I made for the Spotify, and for the art book also. And the right one is the exclusive box art illustration made by Anne Maulina. I think that's it. All I can share. Thank you for the time. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. We didn't have the chance to meet, but I met Femi, and I'm happy to have you on board today to present Coffee Talk. Hana, if you are with us from Humble Grove, I would like to give you the possibility to talk. Welcome, Hana.
Sorry, I had my mic muted. Forgot to unmute my mic. I'm sorry. Hi, I'm Hana Lee. I'm from Japan. I'm Japanese Korean. I'm half of Humble Grove. So, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi. I'm Sel. My pronouns are they, them, and I'm from the UK. So I'm mostly going to be leaving the talking to Hana. Maybe show a bit of footage from the game.
Oh, hoping to have some back and forth, but okay. So we're developing a game called No Longer Home right now. It's near completion, and it's a semi-autobiographical point-and-click game about graduating university and not really knowing where to go from there, and sort of kind of having to reach adulthood, but not knowing what adulthood actually means. And these are things that we actually experienced, and I'm guessing everyone who went to university has experienced as well, and it's something that we're still sort of like trying to adjust to, because who knows what adulthood is really. So within the game, the game is set in the flat that we actually used to live in London, southeast London, in a place called Camberwell. And for the game, basically just go through the flat and check out objects and talk to characters and try to build your own narrative around these characters, and like try to get you to sort of project yourself onto them, and sort of compare your own experiences about graduating universities with basically our experiences. Maybe you should get like a capture of
I can get the game up on
game out, yeah.
Is that sharing? Okay.
Oh,
there we go. Okay.
So
that's temp.
So actually, like, a lot of the things that happen within this game is still reflective of how our lives are currently. So the whole gist of it is me, or there's a character called Ao in the game, and that's based off me, and they're an international student, and they have to go back to Japan after making a whole bunch of friends and relationships, and like kind of finding a place that they can call home for them, but they had to go back because their visa was expiring and they couldn't get hired. And at the same time, Bo has found this place. Bo is like the other character, the other protagonist in No Longer Home, and they have called this place a home as well. But obviously they didn't have enough money or funds to stay at this flat, and Al had to move out as well. So they kind of had no choice but to move out. And it's something that we're sort of experiencing currently still, and we're still trying to find ways to live together again, like in the game or like we did back at uni. And it's been going on for several years. And so there's a lot of the frustration surrounding that of not being able to move around countries freely and kind of despising the whole notion and concept of borders and how violent they are. Like, even if we are put in an extremely privileged place where we were able to like get education, or where I was able to get education and study in the UK, like I still suffer from the violence, I guess, of borders, and it's very difficult to find like workarounds for that. And it's something that's been that we've been dealing with for a couple of years now. Do you want to elaborate on anything, Sal?
Yeah, we've just sort of, I guess we've been working on it for a while, and it's been a strange project to work on because it's so personal, and it's kind of you're reflecting on this trauma, and it's, you know, we've been working on the game for about 5 years now since we actually graduated, and not a whole lot has changed since then, and I guess it's a weird experience because it feels like you're sort of like reflecting on the past and still kind of living in it in a way.
Yeah, it's like, it kind of feels like the only difference is that we're not students anymore, and we're actually adults, and we're the things that these characters have been dreading to be. So it's a bit surreal to be working on this still, but it's almost out, so hopefully that would make us feel a bit better. Who knows? But yeah, our main influences for the game was mainly narrative-based games like Kindergarten Zero and like Firewatch, Night in the Woods, etc. And there's a lot of like surrealist aspects to it, which drew inspiration from films, from Andrew Tarkovsky films and Wong Kar-wai films. So we have a lot of like non-game influences, and a lot of our like personal interests are wedged into this game. So it's a lot of, this game is kind of like an amalgam of things that we're extremely passionate about and sad about, frustrated about, but things that we also really, really like, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I know it feels like it's been a long sort of labor of love, and we definitely like also took a lot of sort of influence from theatre as well. Hopefully we can show you soon once we get to some of the game footage. That we sort of designed a lot of the environments like sets, so they kind of have moving parts that transform as you navigate through conversations.
So yeah, this flat you're seeing right now is the flat that we actually used to live in. This was our bedroom. This thing wasn't there, but I wish it was.
No, it was. I remember. Oh, it's being a little buggy. It's fine. Hopefully we get there eventually.
Generate?
Yeah. It's just like the pathfinding is kind of bugging out. You know what? Oh no, I got it. Okay.
Okay.
There we go.
This game also touches on like gender issues in terms of being non-binary, or both of us being non-binary, and also mental health issues and how that affects, for example, me culturally, because I'm from Japan, where mental illness is quite stigmatized, as opposed to the UK that has slightly better awareness around mental health, I suppose.
Yeah, it's
ever so
not
slightly.
Yeah, it's not good here either, but there's slightly better awareness, I guess.
Yeah.
Sorry, just to interrupt you, this shape in the middle, does it represent depression or mental health issues or not at all?
Well, I mean, I think that can be sort of left to people's interpretation. I don't think we sort of had that idea, but there are other scenes within the game where these like mental health issues or like dissociative episodes, for example, will like manifest in the game or as cutscenes. So I guess that's the gist of it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Just one more question. So it's going to be out very soon. Are you already planning to work on a new game together?
Guess tough to say.
Yeah.
We're quite
sorry.
burnt out from this one, to be honest. But is games development for at least for me is still something that I want to do, and there are like a bunch of other stories that we personally want to tell as well. Just finding methods to do that, I guess.
Yeah. We're still figuring out the release plan for No Longer Home. Hopefully we'll have some news soon, so you can look out for that.
Thank you very much. I would like to know, SOMI, would you like to show us few of your games?
Yeah, of course. Actually, I didn't know that I can share my. I'm so sorry.
No worries. It's me. I was not clear enough, I guess. So please, if you want to.
Yeah, of course. Wait a minute, please. Okay, well, this is the trailer of The Wake. It is released on Steam store up 2 days ago. Of course, the performance of the game is pretty bad, but yeah, I'm so sad about that. The video clips in this trailer and the game, yeah, it's my memories. Yeah, that is recorded when I was really young, in my childhood. Yeah, it's all about my father and my family and my love and hatred against my father. Yeah, that's him. That's my father. Yep, this is the last of my Guild trilogy titled The Wake. And oh, okay.
Thank you very much. Huh? So this game is the most autobiographical game you did. How do you feel after the release?
It's very weird experience that I see my families in the screenshots and Twitch videos. Yeah, when players are playing my game, yeah, it feels really weird and but I'm very happy that people find their own agony, their own childhood memories, and their own relationship with their father and their families. And they find that some slight consolation, as I said before, through the agony of the developer. It's very weird, but it's very good experience for me. Yeah, that game is very personal, but yeah.
Before you addressed some social, political issues, how is it present in the last game in Wake, this dimension?
So when I was preparing for my last game of Guild Project, I was planning to make a story about issues of gender. So I tried to read many books and watch movies and documentaries about minor genders. But at the same time, the thought struck me that I'm not even understand who I am and what the wrong is with me. Who am I to represent other person, even that I don't understand? So I was a bit confused when I was preparing my last game. So I changed the theme of the game, to the private story of mine, which is only talking about me, myself. Yeah. And most of the reviews in the Steam store is very good, and they are talking about the mood of the game is good, but some reviews saying that they cannot empathize on the story and the sadness of the developer. So maybe it is, based on players' own experiences. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I also wanted to ask a question to redMins, because in your previous game, you really addressed feminist questions, issues. Could you just tell us what it means to be a feminist in the game industry in South Korea? Whoa. Sorry.
It's okay. Yeah.
If you want to, please.
Hi.
I
will help.
Yeah, please welcome.
제가 생각했을 때는 일단 업계 내에 여성이 너무 적고 그렇기 때문에 여성에 대한 어떤 대우나
이렇게 얘기하죠.
이 컨셉이 굉장히 뭐라지? 아무튼 그냥 모든 직업들이 다 비슷하겠지만은 그 게임 업계에서도 특히 여성이 적기 때문에 여성에 대한 이해가 너무 낮고, 그래서 그것들이 이렇게 뭐 사소한 대우나 이런 것들에서도 굉장히 문제가 되지만 이제 좀 더 그것들이 쌓여서 실제로 지금 한국에서는 사상 검증
너무 어려워.
I'm sorry.
Okay. What she said, in Korea, game industry is, actually most of the employee is man, not woman. Just few people just work at game industry. That's why it makes some, not equally the same. So she think about that is there is problem in Korean game industry.
실제로 그런 페미니즘적인 생각을 가지고 있다는 이유만으로 어떤 작업물들이 게임에서 사라지는 일들도 있었어요. 그래서
So sometimes someone think about the feminism, and if I'm a feminist, and then if presenting feminism in game industry, especially Korea, we have to hide them. I'm not feminist, so that is problem right now here.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I would like to say that if people want to ask questions to the participants, please do. You can use the chat and ask questions. And also each participant can debate. I also have a question for Dio. What I liked in Coffee Talk is that for me it was a way to better understand the Indonesian society and some local issues, even though the game is happening in Seattle. So would you like to comment on this?
Well, basically the story in Coffee Talk is a real life story of our co-workers in Toge Productions, and we can share the same problems back in maybe in international world or in the Western and in Indonesia as well, like minorities issues, minority people. How can I say? Like interfaith, interreligion relationships, and many other social problems. For example, like the main issues in the game about a couple that have relationship, but they are from a different race, and basically the parents didn't agree about their relationship, and that's where we want to share to the players. And a lot of players that have played Coffee Talk said, "Oh, it's very relatable to me, and we have the same problems also, not just in Indonesia but also in other countries where they play." So yeah.
Some of you addressed the question of gender. Do you think that, so it's a question for any of you who wants to answer. Do you think that video and computer games are a good mean of expression about gender issues or diversity in sexuality? Would you like to? It's not a question to someone specifically, if someone wants to answer.
I don't know if Hana and I can maybe take this question. I don't know if video games are necessarily like a better medium than any other. I think it's just we've managed to get a certain proficiency in making video games, and gender is gender issues are things that concern us, and so they just end up being a big topic in our games, I guess.
Well, I think it's a good, in terms of having gender issues in games, I think it's a good way to like spread more awareness, because the sort of like talk about gender, I feel like has not really like spread across like gaming industries or like the gaming circles just in general, like gamers. So I feel like in that sense, it's good to like have these sort of diverse games to sort of amplify marginalized people's voices. But at the same time, I feel like because we're both firm believers that all media are pretty much the same and they have different ways of affecting people. And obviously, like people might like films better than games or games better than films, etc. But I think it's just like a good method to reach people who we won't usually be able to reach.
Yeah, I think it can be a bit of a two-sided coin in that manner. It's like you're also with video games as a medium having kind of sometimes quite a toxic audience. It can be a risk to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
And it's certainly something Hannah and I worry about.
I see that we only have like 1 minute left. I would like really to thank you all for your participation, and also to tell you that tomorrow the next Art and Game World Tour session will be happening in Africa. Actually, I am in Togo right now, so for I don't know how many days left, but still. And on Saturday, it will be the session in South America. Really, again, thank you very much. And I wish you the very best for your games. And I really look forward to see the next projects. And I'm happy to tell you that you will be all in my new PhD project, Decolonizing Art and Video Games by Promoting Diversity in Sexuality, Race, and Gender. Thank you very much.